until now, I've probably done about 3 or 4 box braid tutorials, but for this video, this is going to be a slight remix of how I do my box braids. For one, I'm a lot more experienced with how to grip hair and what products work best with doing box braids on natural hair, and I've just gotten a lot better over time. Today's video is going to be a little bit different when it comes to me braiding my hair because today I will be showing you guys the tucking method. On this video specifically, it's not really a how-to box braid video, as more so it's focused on how to achieve the tucking method with doing box braids. So if you guys want to see a more in-depth tutorial on how I seal my ends and trim them and things like that, I will leave the link in the card somewhere up here so you guys can see that. Before we jump right into the video, please feel free to give this video a big thumbs up, as well as subscribing to my channel if you are new. And if you are new, welcome. My name is Ariana. Also, turn on that notification bell so you guys will get alerts whenever I do upload. I don't really have a set YouTube schedule, so it kind of varies, but that way you guys will get notifications whenever I do post. So let's just go ahead and jump right into the video. Ooh, something in my eyeball. Hey guys. I'm like stupid happy today for no reason. I've been braiding the majority of my hair off camera because it's gonna be a waste of time for me to be showing you guys the exact same thing. This tutorial is going to be on the tucking method for box braids. If you guys don't know what the tucking method is, basically it's whenever your real hair color is one color and you want to get like a different color box braid and you want to disguise the fact that your hair is a different color. So for example, on this one, my hair is not blonde, as you guys can see. Like the way that you tuck the hair kind of disguises the fact that your real hair is a different color. So if you flip it over, this is the underside of the braid and this is where you can see all of my real hair at. But normally I make sure that I lay it this way so that way you guys can't really tell. When it comes to braiding, I find that these type of combs are the best as far as getting the parts as straight as possible. I like the metal end versus like the plastic end because my hair for some reason doesn't like to part with the plastic ends. This part is pretty self-explanatory. You just want to take your section of hair and part it off for the section of the braid that you are about to do. So I've noticed that an edge control or a pomade actually helps my hair want to stick together, and it also helps my curly hair lay down at the root. The main pomade that I like to stick to is Murray's Superior Hair Dressing Pomade. Normally it runs for about $2 to $4 depending on where you live. I like this product a lot because most times with edge control, it's like my hair ends up being so stiff that I can't really get my fingers through it to braid it, and that ends up breaking off my hair or it hurts a lot. But with the pomade, after it sits on your hair for about a minute or so, it's not really that hard for you to work with. So that's why I really like it. It still allows my hair to move, but it still has hold. To moisturize my hair, I will use any curly hair moisturizer. It honestly doesn't matter what specific product I'm using because they all do the same thing for my hair when it's going into braids or protective style. As for today, I'm using Revlon Realistic Black Seed Oil Buttercream. I try not to put too much product on my hair though because I don't want to end up having the white residue from the product ending up on my braids. Just enough to get your hair moisturized will do the trick. The brand I will be using today is Shake and Go Jumbo Braid Premium Soft. It honestly doesn't matter what type of braiding hair you use. I just prefer any Kanekalon hair that is 100% because some braiding hairs are different, but as long as it says 100% Kanekalon, I think you'll be fine. The colors that I am using today is a mixture between the color 2 as well as 613. Before I begin my braid, I always want to make sure that my ends of my braiding hair are uneven because if you don't feather it out at the ends, your braids are gonna unravel or you're gonna have to put rubber bands on them or burn them. And I don't like how that looks. I'm the type of girl who likes to dip my ends in water and to seal it. To make my ends uneven, all I do is just pull the ends of the hair very gently. That way it kind of gives it like the feathery effect on the ends. It's pretty self-explanatory. Depending on how thick you want your braids determines the thickness of the braiding hair that you need to add into each section. Before I begin my braid, I will split off 1/3 of the braiding hair and loop it underneath the 2/3 of the braiding hair, and then I will add it back together, and then you will create a knot as you see here. Oh Lord, this is gonna be the part that hurts. If I want my braid to sit at the very front of my edges, as you guys see here, there's a method to how you pick up the hair as you are adding it into your hair. It's kind of hard for me to explain it verbally, so hopefully the visual will help you guys out. I want to section off my edges before I begin my braid because the mixture between the Murray's pomade and the way that I braid, I kind of have the tendency of gripping everything, and I want to leave my edges out for this hairstyle. In order to get the placement of the knot at the beginning of the braid closer to the front of your edges, you have to pick up a small amount of hair on your edges, and then once you continue to pick up hair, you can pick up bigger and bigger sections as you're continuing to attach the hair at the scalp. That's really the best verbal explanation that I know how to give because it's very hard for me to explain how much hair I pick up as I go, but just know the first amount of hair that I pick up is a smaller amount, and then it progressively gets bigger and bigger as I'm attaching it to my head. I have not yet perfected my tucking method, as you guys can see at the root of my braid. I only really know how to tuck once I'm beginning to braid, when it's not attaching to my scalp anymore. The technique that I've discovered is that you kind of have to tuck your real hair behind the braiding hair, and that is the best way to disguise it. It sounds very self-explanatory because it's the tucking method, but it's really not as easy as it looks. You have to take your time and be very patient in making sure that you're grabbing all of your real hair. That way you can disguise it as best as you can. So if I see a black piece of my real hair sticking out, what I'll have to do is I'll have to unravel the braid a little bit, retuck it behind the blonde hair, and then continue to braid it as tightly as I can. That way the black hair will stay in place. Once I get to the end of my real hair, my hair has a tendency of curling back up and wanting to stick out and be frizzy. So I just go ahead and add more Murray's pomade to slick it back down. That way it stays organized and neat. You're gonna end up doing the exact same thing with the black hair as well, but you don't have to tuck it because this hair actually matches the color of my real hair. So I don't have to worry about tucking it because it blends in naturally. A trick that I do when I get to the end of my hair and it's like all the way out here, I'll wrap it around and kind of like regather my braid just to see like where I'm at, and then I'll continue to braid on this side because it's a lot more manageable for me to do it when it's like up here and it's shorter. Whew. Y'all, my edge is hurting. I haven't had braids in over a year, and right now my edges are like, help, help. I almost forgot to tell y'all, I ended up using 10 bags of hair. I ended up using 2 packs of the platinum blonde hair and 8 packs of the black hair. I'm pretty sure somebody in the comments would have been mad if I didn't include exactly how many packs of hair that I used, and I know this based off of prior experience, so there you go. But it turned out actually really, really pretty. This is my first time experimenting with platinum blonde hair, and I absolutely love it. I think it's so beautiful, like the contrast in colors. I look dope. I don't have a gel on hand right now, so basically I'm going to use the same pomade that I used to braid my hair. I'm going to use that on my edges as well. I also have my Got To Be Glued hairspray, and I normally use this whenever I'm wearing lace wigs, and it still is a form of an adhesive, so that's why I really like it on my edges. Normally, if I was going to just be doing my edges and it was like a natural hair tutorial, I would use like the actual gel that's by Got To Be Glued instead of the hairspray. But since I don't have that, today this is gonna have to work. This video was very quick and simple. I hope I really gave you guys some good tips, and this will help you guys whenever you do your own box braids, or if you are someone who's learning how to braid hair. This is just what works for me, and again, I am not an expert at box braids or doing the tucking method. I'm not a professional. If you guys have any questions about braiding hair, natural hair, or just some video suggestions that you guys want to see, please feel free to leave comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to give this video a big thumbs up, as well as subscribing to my channel if this is your first time here. Also, follow me on all of my social media platforms. The name is going to be somewhere on the screen, and all the links to all those pages are going to be down below in the description box. Thanks again for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Peace. Shiny, yeah. All of this winning, I've been losing my mind. Losing my, oh, hold on. Don't try to slow me down. Hold on. Don't try to slow me down. Slow me down, down. Down.